Um, have you ever wondered why some TV shows become cultural touchstones while others fade into obscurity? Today, we're diving into the world of a show that, despite its controversial legacy, left an indelible mark on American television. Uh, uh, but first, a quick reminder, if you're enjoying this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more twisted tales from the world of entertainment. And now, let's get into it. Imagine a time when a Black family on TV wasn't just a novelty, but a beacon of warmth and relatability. A time when America embraced a family that looked different from, the typical sitcom mold. Um, that time was the 1980s, and the show was The Cosby Show. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why bring up a show that's become the elephant in the room? Well, because it's time to talk about the impact it had, regardless of its tarnished legacy. And yes, I'm aware of the elephant in the room, but let's focus on the show's influence. Sean, um, growing up, I was more of a Simpsons kid. The Cosby Show seemed too safe, too homey. But my Filipino wife, she was all about the Huxtables. Uh, for her and for many others, The Cosby Show was a safe haven. It was a Black family that America embraced, a family that presented um, challenges any family could understand. They were, in many ways, America's family. And that, my friends, is a big freaking deal. Now, let's talk about the Huxtable parents, Cliff and Claire. Um, Cliff was a doctor, Claire was a lawyer. Uh, in a time when those professions were still seen as the pinnacle of success, having Black professionals on TV was a game changer. It gave Black kids something to aspire to, something to look up to. Um, and it wasn't just about the professions, it was about the love, the guidance, the mistakes they allowed their kids to make. But it was about being model parents. And that, my friends, is something that we could all use a little more of today. Um, the Cosby Show wasn't just about the parents, though. It was about the lessons, the pursuit of education, the importance of family, the value of hard work. These were themes that resonated with viewers of all ages. And while some of the humor might seem dated today, the lessons still hold up. In fact, I'd argue that we could use a little more of that warm, safe humor in our TV shows today, but more on that later. Um, Speaking of humor, did you know that The Cosby Show was one of the best shows on Nick at night? Um, yeah, and that's right, folks Priest, alongside shows like Roseanne and A Different World. The Cosby Show was a late night staple. Um, and why? Um, because it was safe, because it was warm. It was a show that you could watch with your kids without having to cringe at the jokes. And in a world where TV shows are getting darker and darker, that's a breath of fresh air, um, or at least was FP, because let's face it, the show isn't readily available these days that they could pay, and that's a shame because it was special. It was unique as some in it was the Cosby Show. So why am I bringing all this up? Because it's time to talk about the impact of the Cosby Show, regardless of its controversial legacy, uh, which is not because it's time to acknowledge the good that came from a show that for many was a beacon of warmth and relatability. And because let's face it, we could all use a little more of that in our lives today. Um, and um, so, what do you think? Um, Good or bad? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Um, it's we had been with Works for around 15 miles, so we went on to. And remember, if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,